Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, world, and welcome to A Positive Mind with Positive Vibes. I'm your host, Austin Varvel, and first and foremost, I want to make sure all of you guys know I do have my website. It is live. Make sure you check it out, PMPVpodcast.com. Once again, PMPVpodcast.com. So there's been a lot of stuff going on in these last couple weeks and even in the last couple of days. As you may know from my prior episodes, I do, pay attention to a lot of astrology and to a lot of universal connections that we have, not only with, the elements and with the things around us and with the planets, but also with each other. There is a magnetic field that is around us. There is, energy that it can only be transferred and or transmuted. It can't be created or destroyed. So with that being said, there is an energy connection between all of us, and there is an energy connection between us and the planets. On a prior episode, I talked about how, there's the high tide and the low tide, and depending on what cycle in the moon, the waves of the ocean will either increase or decrease. And that is not by chance. There is a gravitational pull between the moon and the water, and us as human beings being comprised of 70%, if not more, of water. Does that not make sense that we would also be affected by the moon? And if we're affected by the moon, we're affected by all the other planets as this Earth is. So going into today's topic is going to be very personal. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is going to be personal. I'm going to ask you guys to really reflect. I'm going to ask you guys to really take this time and really, take this momentary pause, and really listen to this wholeheartedly and openly. Today's episode is about acceptance. Acceptance about not only yourself, but also about those around you. And with acceptance comes the first step, honesty. You have to be honest with yourself. And there's a lot of things that have been going on right now, especially planetarily. So the reason why I did bring up planetary connections and the energetic connections that we have with one another is because about a week ago, Pluto went retrograde. Now, Pluto is, has been considered a dwarf planet, not a planet, a star, or whatever. However, it does still affect us as human beings and affect our reality. Pluto represents transformation. Pluto represents death. It represents mutation. It represents change. Pluto also represents, in the sense of people, the subconscious. Now, we also just had a full moon in Scorpio. So full moons are the culmination, if you will, or the reaping of what you sowed on the new moon. Because new moons are always for planting, full moons are always for harvesting when you think of manifestation. So think about it that way. And it was in Scorpio, so that's the hidden, that's the forbidden, that's the subconscious, that is, very intense energy that often is related to sex. It's often related to taboos, and all those things that, we think about, but don't want to admit we think about, so going on track with that, there has been a lot of moments and a lot of times where we have had to be honest with ourselves. We have had to be honest with ourselves about, things and situations that we've gone through. And this quarantine was not by chance. Neither were these planetary alignments. We are given an opportunity right now to cleanse. We are given an opportunity right now to face our fears, to face our truths. Now, you may have been experiencing in the last couple of weeks a lot of discomfort. And by discomfort, I mean things, plans, events that may not go your way. I know a lot of concert goers are very disappointed with this year, but it may even be small everyday things. You get into more frequent arguments with your spouse. You get into more frequent arguments with your children. You have more and more of a detachment at work. You find yourself, daydreaming about, things that you want to do and not doing the things that you're currently doing. There's a lot of transformation and a lot of things going on right now. And there's a lot of experiences that we're all going through right now that, like I said, is discomforting. It is challenging. It is, and you're just finding yourself either with your spouse or with another person, or even with friends. You're finding that, you're always arguing. You're always at, a discord. You guys can never get on the same page. And you're finding that you may even be growing apart from this person. And you probably very well knew that for a couple weeks, a couple days, maybe a couple months and or years, but you've been putting it off, but you've been suppressing it, but you've been saying, you know what, it'll be okay. I'm just going to stay hopeful. They'll change. I'll change. Something will change and it'll all work out for the best. Well, that is what we're experiencing right now, and that's why acceptance and honesty is very important right now. You have to be honest with yourself about what's going on in your life. You have to be honest with yourself about what you are and are not allowing in your life, and to be input into your life. And when I say input, I mean by others. What kind of people are you keeping around yourself, and what are they pouring into you? Are they feeding into you? Are they contributing to your growth? Are they contributing to, your success? What are they contributing to? Or are they contributing to your misery? Do they continue to add on to your miserable feelings or feelings of negativity? Or, how are they contributing to you? That's one thing that I definitely want you to be reflective on and be honest with yourself, because right now we are given the opportunity to make the choice. However, if we do not make that choice, we are also being shown what happens. We are experiencing more frustration. We are experiencing further experiences of misalignment. We aren't really kind of connected where we want to be. We don't really, we're not really kind of crossing that bridge. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And you know it deep down just as well as I do. They're no longer serving your purpose. And that's going to be a very hard pill to swallow. Now, and for the sake of children, you obviously can't, go pawn off kids. But, when it comes to children specifically, I'm going to jump to a different topic for a minute. But when it comes to children and having the honesty and acceptance, you have to do reflecting on yourself. That's where it comes with children. You have to look at how you have impacted that child's life. You have conditioned that child, what you have taught that child, and the way that they're acting, and see how it relates to a reflection of the things that you've put into that child. If that's your child and they're acting crazy and running amok and screaming and yelling and demanding this and not giving you the respect you deserve and that you feel you should have as a parent, maybe you should think about how you're raising that child. Are you raising that child out of fear of not going through what you went through as a child? Are you raising that child out of guilt for them not having the life that you envisioned for them? Are you raising that child with some type of animosity or resentment for how that child came into your life and the situations that were there? This is going to be some very, very deep subconscious issues, but it's a beautiful thing because we're getting the opportunity to work through these right now. We're given the opportunity to, stay at home, to have, the financial resources through unemployment. Hopefully you've been able to get it, and through a stimulus, hopefully it's helped you, and possibly more and more things on the up and coming, to where we have been given the opportunity to heal. We have been given the opportunity to go through what we need to go through and to heal and to do better and to deal with our subconscious issues, to be honest with ourselves and truly deal with those things within us and remove those people from our lives that no longer serve us. So once again, when it comes to relationships, there may have been a lot more arguments lately. There may have been a lot more frustration. There may have been a lot more detachment as of recent. And there often comes the question, as to why. Why during a virus? Why during a pandemic? Why during all these things? But that's once again a reflection of focusing on the negative. And I want to, continue to encourage you guys to expand that level of thinking. Yes, there's some horrible, horrible, tragic things going on right now. People are losing their lives. Businesses are being lost. People are going bankrupt. There's all of these horrible things going on right now. However, what opportunities are we also given? We are given the opportunity to look ourselves in the mirror and be honest with ourselves. We are given the opportunity right now to be honest and upfront with our spouses, with our friends, with our children, and say, you know what? Especially, well, obviously, not with your children, but, this isn't really working for me. There have been either too many times that I've given too much energy, too many times that I've been there, too many times that I've given support, and I have not felt the same. We're not matching the same energy. And that's not a bad thing. And that's nothing that you did. It's nothing that I did. It's just because we're no longer in sync on our journey, we have now become toxic to one another. And when I say toxic to one another, understand what I mean. You may not be doing anything toxic to that person. However, by you not being honest, by you not being upfront, by you not telling that person what they need to hear as a friend and as a human being, as a lover, as a spouse, whatever it is, by you not being upfront with them and being honest, you are toxic for them. You are toxic for them by not being honest, by not telling them what they need to hear rather than what they want to hear. That's a very, very hard thing to do. And you may find in your life right now that you're experiencing a lot of, once again, discomfort and frustration because you're not being honest with that person. You're not being honest with yourself. And the universe and life and God, Allah, whoever or whatever you would like to call it as, source, energy, there is a moment right now in our lives that we are being given a buffer period, a buffer moment, which is just a moment of silence, a moment of pause where we can sit back, reflect, and readjust. Now, to the level of degree in which we do that is completely up to us. Completely up to us. For the entire month of April, for example, I was not at work, and there were things that I should have done that I didn't, and now I'm paying for it now. So, don't think that, just because I'm saying these things, it's like, oh, he's got it figured out. I bet he's doing it. No, I am learning just like each and every one of you are. I missed opportunities. I did not see certain things, and I didn't make certain moves. And because of that, I'm not at the position where I feel like I want to be. However, I am now understanding of that, and now I can get there. It's just going to take me a little more time. And that's all it is that I know that right now, especially, it's mostly scary because there has been so much time. There has been so much time that's been spent. There has been so much time running or, suppressing these issues. Or, maybe this just came up and hit you like a ton of bricks and you're just like, oh shit, I had no idea this was here. Now I don't even know what to do. Give yourself that time. But it's hard because, you've been given that time. So now it's time to make the choice. You have to give yourself that little moment of processing and buffering and understanding, yes. But any further time than that is just prolonging. You're prolonging the inevitable. We are given the opportunity right now to create a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful world. And we can create this world into whatever we want. However, how can you float in the sky or ascend if you have weight, if you have baggage, if you get into a hot air balloon? How are you going to float with your hot air balloon filled with all of your stuff? You got to let it go. You got to let it out. There's going to be a lot of moments right now where you may feel attacked, where you may feel the universe is against you, where you feel like everything is against you and it's just not working out. I encourage you to in those times, take moments of reflection. Take moments of reflection and really think about, what it is that you've been doing. how it is that you've been feeling as of recent, the actions that you've been making, and listen to your intuition. What has your intuition been telling you? What has your heart been telling you? Have you been, moving in exact opposition of that? Has your heart and mind and body and soul and spirit been telling you, this doesn't feel right? I don't think this is going to work out, or, you shouldn't put up with this anymore, or I know you're tired of this. You can run, you can leave now. But because you're comfortable, or because you're afraid, or because, for whatever other reason, a possible excuse, you choose to stay, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be straight up, it's only going to get worse. You're only going to experience more frustration. You're only going to experience more and more discomfort. And what's even worse is that once these doors are closing, Saturn is going retrograde on the 11th. Jupiter is going retrograde in the coming weeks, if it hasn't already. And we are losing a lot of these opportunities to manifest and open doors and create things. Once these doors closed, you will have the reality that you created, that you picked, and you could have picked whatever reality you wanted. Think about that. Are you happy with your reality? Be honest with yourself. Are you satisfied with where you are right now, with the choices that you've made, with the life that you've created? If you have to live the same life for the rest of your life right now, today, do the same exact thing you do, or be at least in the same environment that you are right now for the rest of your life, how would you feel? How would you feel? And if you do not feel good, and if you do not feel happy, at peace, at love, if you do not feel like you are at the peak of creation, you may want to reflect. You may want to take a few steps back and say, okay, why do I feel this way about my reality? Why do I feel this way about my life? And what do I need to change? And what do I need to let go of? What do I need to be honest with myself about? And then accept, so that I can make the transition, so that I can make the reality that I want. And that is the second part of having, or that is the accepting part, if you will, of acceptance is, first you have to have the honesty. Second, you have to have the action. And that's acceptance. By you accepting what is, by you accepting the reality, you then act out of that acceptance, that understanding. The moment that you understand, okay, I understand that I love this person. I understand that I want to be with this person. However, I understand that this person is toxic for me and I am toxic for them. I now need to make the choice to let go. I now need to make the choice to move on, or at least have that serious conversation to decide if that is something worth continuing. If it is worth serving your higher purpose, worth serving your highest spirit, and satisfies you and brings you peace. The acceptance is the action. Like I said, that is you putting forth and manifesting and creating that which you have understood, that which you have processed. And that is probably just as, if not as harder than being honest about these situations and being honest with yourself. It's going to take a lot of work, guys, and it's going to take a lot of honesty, and it's going to take a lot of understanding. But it doesn't have to take a lot of effort. It doesn't have to be hard. You notice that you're experiencing frustration when you're not listening to your intuition. When you're telling that voice in your inside to be quiet. When you try to hush that, intuition within, or that conscious that's telling you, this is what you need to be doing. This is the choice you need to make. I know it sucks. I know it hurts, and I'm sorry. But as well as I do, this is what's best for you. And you tell yourself, no, shut up. No, I'll figure it out. No, I'll find a way. No, he'll change. No, she'll change. No, they'll do different. No, they'll become different. Will they? Because if they were, Understand that they're experiencing the same thing that you are right now, just in their own way, and they're making the choice not to change either. So if they're making the choice not to change right now while you are feeling the most intense energy of your life, and they are as well, whether they're attuned to it or not, they are experiencing negative situations and circumstances as well, you know, or truths or, subconscious realities. Because it doesn't have to be, like a tragic or, horrible situation that comes up. It could just be a moment of frustration. It could be running out of a product when you had the opportunity to get it sooner. It could be, taking an opportunity but thinking that it'll be there later so you don't. It could be putting off going to the bank and getting an overdraft fee. It could be, something so small, or it could be something so large. All of those things are moments for you to reflect on, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I need to reflect on as far as myself? And what do I need to reflect on in regards to others? For example, if you have consistent overdraft fees, if you have, these consistent things, maybe you should be honest with yourself and just be like, you know what? I've been a little lazy, or I am lazy. I postpone things and I put them off to last minute, and I often pay the price. Maybe I shouldn't do that going forward. Make those connections because they're there, and I know they're there, and they're there, and I know it's going to hurt because that's going to be your ego and pride that's bruised. But understand that it's just your ego. Take those moments of weakness and create strength from them. Take that moment, pause, reflect, process, but then come back even stronger and say, you know what? I understand that I've been procrastinating. I understand that I've been lazy, but you know what? Not anymore. I will no longer postpone my life. I will no longer postpone my dreams. I will no longer procrastinate taking the steps that I need to create the life that I want, to create the dream life that I want, to get the dream job, to, build the dream car, build the dream home, create the, dream relationship, whatever it is. You have to reflect and really be honest with yourself. Going back to my prior episode, right before I had my episode with Rebecca, which was awesome. Make sure you guys check that out. She is an incredible person. But, that message that I have of reflection, of understanding, and of, peace or an acceptance, this is almost a continuation of that. This is the moment right now. This is the time to do it. And I know you may not know what's going to happen. I know you may not know how you're going to figure it out or how you're going to get out of the situation that you're in, or you may not know. But the moment you put forth that effort, the moment that you take that step and say, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know that this is for my higher self. This is for the betterment of myself, of my happiness, of my growth, of my family, of my friends, of, whatever it is of me. This is the most beneficial thing for me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it. You take action. You accept the honesty within yourself. You accept that honesty of, I have not been performing at my best, however, I will now. And you start putting forth that action. Guess what? The universe, God, spirit, energy, source, the Most High, whomever, meets you halfway and says, you know what? Because you have accepted, because you have put in the work, because you have gone through the shedding of that ego and that pain and said, you know what? I am being honest with myself. I am being honest with others. And because you have taken those steps, I will meet you halfway. I will help you get there. I will send you blessings along the way. I will make sure things work out in your favor. I will give you opportunities that you didn't even know existed, because you have now taken the step towards growth. You have now taken the step towards towards your higher self, towards reaching your higher consciousness. You have taken the steps that you need to create the life that you desire, and I'm here to help you. And that's what the response will be. So I know it's hard, and I know it's scary, and I know that shit's crazy, and I know that it's wild, it's absurd. We got cities opening up. Vegas is starting its phase 1 of opening. I know there's a lot going on. I know that there's a lot going on and there's a lot of change and there's a lot of transition. I know it's getting wild. Stay strong. Stay strong. Now is the time to get through it. Now is the time to push through it. Now is the time to say, you know what? Okay, I have been given this time. I have been given these moments of reflection. Yes, this shit is going to hurt, but I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. I want the wound to heal. I want to become whole. And this moment of pain is not worth an entire life of misfortune or missing the potential of what your life could be. You know, missing that train, missing that boat, missing that bus, whatever it is. You know, we have the opportunity right now to get on whatever vehicle, whatever medium we wish, and create and build the most beautiful life that we want, that we enjoy, that we have fun with, that we just are ecstatic about, that we don't even want to go to sleep. We just want to be in the moment. We just want to be in life. That's what we have the opportunity to create right now. That is the choice. And that is how important these choices are that we're making right now. That is how vital honesty and acceptance is right now. We have the opportunity to change our lives permanently for the rest of our lives, to make it as great as we want. But we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to accept ourselves, and we have to accept others for who they are and what they are. They may not change. Those true colors may have been shown. And if they're not what you like, then you have that choice to either let go or to move on. It's completely up to you. You have that choice. I love you all. I wish you peace and blessings. I wish you strength. I wish you healing. I wish you greatness. I wish you honesty. I wish you acceptance. And I wish you courage. If you need me, please feel free to reach out. You can reach out to me now on my website, pmpvpodcast.com. You can reach out to me via Facebook, Austin Varvel. Instagram, search my name, Austin Varvel. My sign on Instagram is at Posi Mind and Vibes, POSIMINDNVIBES, or just search my name because that's a bit long. So just Austin Varvel, you'll see me. Guys, stay strong and stay honest and stay in the faith. Whatever your faith is, whatever your belief is, I will never discredit it, because to you it is valid. To you it gives you strength. To you it makes you strong. And that is all that matters. As long as you are not hurting anybody else or infringing upon anybody else or trying to impose yourself on anybody else, please believe whatever it is that you like. But have that belief right now. Believe that you are protected. Believe that you are being healed. Believe that through your honesty and acceptance, the actions that you take after will be of abundance, will be of love, will be of joy, and will be of happiness. I love you all. Once again, I am here. If you need me, please feel free to reach out. Some of you have. Thank you for doing so. I'm always available. And if you would love to be on one of my episodes, please feel free to reach out. I would love to do that also. Have a wonderful day. And I wish you once again peace and blessings, love and light, and healing always. Ashe.